Did you know that James Bond has a collar gap? The current James Bond has a collar gap. And is that not a case of how the mighty have fallen? Would Sean Connery, for example, have had a collar gap?
Well, Pete, this is a very sensitive subject. Very sensitive subject, for reasons I'm sure you can appreciate. When we started our activity on social media, I remember 2 years ago, early days, it was still a small group. It was like a family, and we spoke very candidly and openly.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember then I used to moderate the platforms myself. This was before Tim and Hashim and sort of the team got bigger. At the time, it was just myself and just, literally it was myself running all of social media.
That's right.
And, I would get these questions in my DM. People would send me outfits and ask me to rate them or to analyze them.
Oh, yes.
And in my own very naive mind back then, I would be who I am, who you've come to know me to be. You've known me 6 years, Pete. And, I shoot down the middle, I shoot straight in the head. And it is just, how it is. And which I thought was perfectly fine. And it was fine at the time because we were very...
Yeah, we all knew each other.
We all knew each other. We were friends, and people could accept my rough edges and my cavalier, well, not cavalier, but sort of my very unvarnished opinions.
Oh, yes,
it became a problem at some point, Pete. It became a problem, and it became a problem not because I'm afraid to speak my mind or because, I'm shy to express myself, but because I have a responsibility to you. I have a responsibility to him behind the camera. I have the responsibility to all our teammates. And when people ask me to judge Craig, whatever his name.
Daniel Craig.
You're asking me to judge Anderson and Shepard.
Right. Yes.
That's what you're asking me to do.
Difficult. Yes. Okay. No, I didn't know it.
So
came from
when you want me to talk about Daniel Craig's collar gap, you're asking me indirectly. You're asking me to criticize or to critique Anderson and Shepard, and very often we've gotten a bad rap.
Yeah.
And which I think it's unfair, but that's just, I suppose, my own view.
Yes.
For trying to be objective and being honest. And a lot of people come back and think you're throwing the competition under the bus.
Right.
As a, in a self-serving. Self-serving effort or endeavor, which is very, very far from the truth.
Indeed.
I never bring these things up. People bring these things to me and ask me to analyze them. And in a way, I have a fiduciary responsibility to my followers, at least sort of to give them whatever knowledge I have. And so I find that these days, I am a bit reticent.
Right.
We had a live the other day, a couple weeks ago, we had a live stand, and someone asked me, what do I think of Cifonelli? I said, I don't think anything.
Right. Okay.
So I don't think anything. I have nothing to say. I don't think I would rather not comment on it.
So let's pass over.
So you understand where
collar gap. No,
I'm not
I
being
understand.
Evasive, or I'm not sort of trying to kick the can. It's
diplomatic,
just,
I think.
We're no longer
yes.
who we were,
yes.
2 years ago.
Indeed.